This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning into the channel tonight. NXT and Last Woman Standing. June 28th, 2017. What a fucking match that was, man. Holy shit. Asuka and Nikki Cross literally beat the shit out of one another in a phenomenal main event to close NXT TV this week. And if you guys have not been paying attention to WWE programming this week, the women were the MVPs of WWE programming this week. The gauntlet match on Monday Night Raw, headline Monday Night Raw. Money in the Bank, women's Money in the Bank ladder match, headline SmackDown Live. Tonight, Nikki Cross and Asuka headlined NXT. 3 nights in a row, and we had 3 female main events. That's, I think, the first time ever that's ever happened. And you know what? What Nikki Cross and Asuka did tonight was the best main event out of all 3 shows, bar none. Bar none. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to discuss what happened in that match tonight, live on the review here on the channel, man. I want to thank everybody who showed up and came out to hang out with me on Twitch tonight. Twitch, we seen 500 viewers with the live reaction of NXT. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to those who donated. Thank you to those who hung out with me and chatted in the chat room. We listened to some music before NXT went live, and it was just a great time, man. If you guys want to see more of that, I should be doing that some more. We're going to try and do it again next week. We're going to try and do it for Great Balls of Fire. We're going to try and do it for Battleground. It should be a new thing, man, that we do. Live reactions on Twitch. So if you guys are not subscribed to the Twitch channel, please make sure you guys go do that. It's right in the layout, right in the top left corner. JD from New York. Spell out New York, man. The whole word is spelled out. Find me on there and follow me on there, man. I'm hearing Twitch is giving out sub buttons, and it's something I've wanted for a very, very, very long time, man. So thank you guys so much, and thank you to those who hung out with me live tonight via the Twitch live stream. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below with the bell for notification, and make sure that you have all notifications turned on. So please make sure you guys go and do that. If you missed today's video, Kenny Omega versus Shawn Michaels dream match in my new Road to WWE 2K18 Dream Matches series. This was episode number 2. Kenny Omega, the Cleaner, versus the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, on WWE 2K17 with my commentary behind it. If you guys want to go check that out, that is live on the channel right now. We did one yesterday as well. Eddie Guerrero versus AJ Styles for episode number 1. Both of those videos will be linked in the annotation that you see on the screen right in front of you. Monday Night Raw review is live. SmackDown review is live. All of that stuff is live on the channel right now. So if you guys missed that, go and check it out if you did indeed miss any of that stuff. If you guys want to support the podcast, Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. $3 or more a month will get you Off the Script Retro, early access to each weekend's Off the Script episodes, and access to my Discord chat, which we all talk about WWE topics, news, rumors, what we talked about on Off the Script, or just want to hang out during your day. You want to go in there and see what's going on in the world of WWE. All my Patreons are under one roof, man. Discord. So that's patreon.com/JD from NY206. If you guys don't care about any of that, as little as $1 a month goes a long way to support the cause right here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for that. If you guys want to check out Audible, Audible is offering all new listeners 30 days free to try their service out with 1 free audiobook of your choice, man. Compatible with both iPhone and Android devices. 30 days free. You go through the sign-up process. You just fill out all the appropriate information, and you're going to be receiving a free audiobook just for listening to the show tonight if you are a new listener. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Fantastic way to support the show. And there's over 180,000 books to choose from, man. And being that we are a wrestling podcast, there's a ton of wrestling-related books on there, man. And you know what? Justin Roberts' new book just hit Audible. He does the whole thing by himself. Over 9 hours of audio. And you know what? We know we don't like Kevin Dunn. We make fun of Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe and his chicken sandwiches over there on Monday Night Raw against Brock Lesnar. Ooh, you know, with this fucking guy. Justin Roberts talks about all the bullshit Kevin Dunn did to him and all the bullshit that Kevin Dunn does every week behind the curtain. If you guys want any of that, if you guys want to listen to it, it's live on Audible right now. Go and check it out. Go get it for free. Use our unique link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Great way to support the show. And finally, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. If you guys want to go get your official JD merchandise, we are partnering with Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees, the best place to get your wrestling t-shirts on the internet, man. Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees. We have our own store, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. And thank you guys for checking out Cap Beast. I've been getting a lot of thank yous about Cap Beast. If you guys want any custom-made hats, beanies, throwbacks, whatever, man. Cap Beast is sponsoring the podcast all summer. Use the coupon code JD10 at checkout to save 10% off on capbeast.com. Let's get into NXT, man. This was all Asuka and all Nikki Cross. We're going to start at the top. Full Sail University, new set of tapings, and the man himself is back. Morrow Ranallo is back behind the booth with the headset next to Nigel McGuinness and that other fucking asshole, whatever the fuck his name is. He sucks so bad I don't even want to mention him, man. Percy Watson, there you go. Morrow Ranallo, man, he's back. I'm happy he's back. He adds so much to the fucking commentary booth, man. He enhances the product. And if you guys don't like Morrow, and if he's not your cup of tea, you got to understand how much he does add to the commentary booth, man. It's a completely different vibe when you listen to Morrow and Tom Phillips. And this is what I want from a commentator, man. He does his job. He makes you excited. He brings the little things to life, whereas other people cannot or do not. So he did a great job tonight. So happy to see Morrow Ranallo back in NXT. We open the show with the Velveteen Dream versus Ho Ho Lun. Ho Ho Lun, if you guys remember him from the Cruiserweight Classic, the Velveteen Dream. Prince meets Lenny Kravitz meets fucking Disco Inferno meets Gold Dust. This guy's all over the fucking place, man. The Velveteen Dream, him and his fine self, right? Velveteen Dream. Some of you guys might like him. I don't. But I got to give the guy credit. The guy is fucking athletic as hell. And he's got one of the prettiest elbow drops in WWE right now, man. This one went very quickly. Boot to the face. Pretty much took care of Ho Ho Lun easily. Jackhammer. Right after the jackhammer, he climbs the top rope and put Ho Ho Lun away in less than 2 minutes with that elbow drop. I don't know what he's calling it, but I believe he's calling it the Purple Rainmaker. So there you go. Ho Ho Lun goes down in defeat to the Velveteen Dream. I'm giving Dream a chance, man. I really am. I might not be a fan of the gimmick. I might think that the gimmick has a very short ceiling. I even said it on the live stream tonight. I think the Velveteen Dream has that type of gimmick that's going to be NXT for life, like an Adam Rose or like a Stardust. It's not very main roster friendly from what I see. But who the fuck knows with what's going on, man? He could succeed, he could not. But from what I've seen and past characters that I've seen promoted to Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, they don't last very long at all. But Velveteen Dream right now, man, clearly he's working with the gimmick. Clearly he's in shape. He looks fantastic. And he's athletic as hell, man. I'm willing to give him a shot. And I mentioned this the last 3 weeks. A mid-card title would do something like him or a character like that beautifully. I don't see Velveteen Dream challenging for world titles. I don't see him challenging Bobby Roode or Drew McIntyre or even Aleister Black when the time is right. But Velveteen Dream right now, man, he's chugging along. And I hope he succeeds, because the more successful guys that we got down there, the better the product will be. Hits him with that Purple Rainmaker, beautiful elbow drop off the top. Ho Ho Lun goes down in defeat to the Velveteen Dream. Asuka was arriving earlier in the day to NXT and Full Sail University. She was in the back being interviewed by some schmuck who we didn't see behind the camera. All of a sudden, the car makes a sudden stop. Nikki Cross jumps on the fucking hood of the car and starts screaming and banging her head against the window. She goes over to the back seat, starts opening the fucking door. She starts screaming in front of Full Sail University. Officials and referees and fucking security guards had to come and hold her back. She was ready to have the last woman standing match right there. Asuka wasn't even in the fucking building yet. She was in street clothes. So, Nikki Cross is ready to go, and she is as psychotic as they come, man, and I fucking love every minute of it. Authors of Pain were in William Regal's office. they're booking the match early. Now, I didn't read the spoilers, but I got spoiled in the Twitch chat because people were talking about the spoilers in the Twitch stream tonight. Authors of Pain and Heavy Machinery are going to have a match in 2 weeks for the Tag Team Championships. Now, I'm wondering, why are they doing this match now? I definitely figured this was going to happen at TakeOver Brooklyn in New York City, SummerSlam weekend, but we're getting Heavy Machinery and Authors of Pain in what William Regal said is the biggest match in NXT history. He didn't mean it in that sense, but he meant it as far as the size of both teams put together. Now, I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know who would be next in line for the NXT Championships, or the Tag Team Championships, that is. But people are telling me that it's Sanity. Now, I don't know what that's about. I don't see Authors of Pain versus Sanity being a match that a lot of people are going to invest their time in. Heel team versus heel team. Maybe Heavy Machinery wins the titles. I don't know. And we get Heavy Machinery versus Sanity. I was thinking maybe TM61. I was thinking maybe Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come in as Red Dragon and they challenge the Authors of Pain. I don't know. But right now we're getting Heavy Machinery and the Authors of Pain in 2 weeks for the Tag Team Championships. And it looks like, according to the people that were in my Twitch stream, it's going to be Sanity and Authors of Pain at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Which to me doesn't make any sense. So we'll see what happens. Match is booked. Should be a colossal showdown between two very, very large teams. Hideo Itami versus Oney Lorcan. This one was fucking crazy, bro. Oney Lorcan comes down the aisle. Okay? Hideo Itami makes his entrance first. Oney Lorcan's in the ring. Bell rings. Oney Lorcan charges at Hideo Itami with a fucking European uppercut that flies Hideo Itami back into the turnbuckle, man. One shot is all it took. Oney Lorcan continued to uppercut him and fucking give him knife-edge chops. When the referee backed Oney Lorcan away, you seen the blood just drip from Hideo Itami's face. Now, we don't know what happened, but it looked like that first European uppercut, as soon as the bell rung, knocked Hideo Itami fucking into next week. Blood started to pour down from his nose. We don't know if he had a broken nose. We don't know how severe the injury was. But the ref stopped the match in 60 seconds. This match was stopped. Referees came. They started to attend to the blood. Hideo Itami looked fucking pissed. For real. He looked at Oney Lorcan and gave him one of those, are you for real? Are you for real right now type of looks. So, Oney Lorcan busted Hideo Itami up so bad, we don't know if he broke his nose, but the referee stopped the match. Went to commercial. Hideo Itami and Oney Lorcan went out in the ring. All of a sudden, Hideo Itami comes back out. He's got shit stuffed up his nose to stop the bleeding. He wants to go. He wants to go. Crowd is chanting, Hideo, Hideo. So people clearly respect what happened here. You know, that he's coming back out and he's really willing to go, even with the severe blood that he was having coming out of his nose. Oney Lorcan comes back out at the request of Hideo Itami. They start this thing again, and Hideo Itami starts the match in the same way that Oney Lorcan started the match in the beginning of this thing. Kick to the fucking face, and Oney Lorcan goes flying into the other corner. So there was a bunch of running knees. There was a bunch of fucking stiff shots here, European uppercuts, a blockbuster on Hideo Itami from Oney Lorcan that I thought was going to get a 3 count. It looked fucking really sick. But he attempted the GTS twice, and eventually the third time, the GTS finished Oney Lorcan off. Now, the only reason why the GTS on the third time finished Oney Lorcan off is because he went down and he hurt his knee. On something, he hurt his knee. I don't know what the fuck happened, but there was a spot where Hideo Itami flipped Oney Lorcan over the top rope, and it looked like he hit his knee on the ring apron and then down onto the concrete. So that might have really played a factor in this match. But later on in the match, towards the end of this thing, Oney Lorcan went down, and he was telling the referee, no, I'm not going to stop. The referee kept asking, do you want to stop it? Do you want to stop it? Oney Lorcan's like, no, do not ring the bell. Do not ring the bell. Hideo Itami went to go check on him. Oney Lorcan said, fuck you. So he pretty much picked up Oney Lorcan, GTS, 1, 2, 3. It was over. Match went 6 minutes after the initial 1 minute where Oney Lorcan busted open Hideo Itami. So very, very physical match. Hideo Itami beats Oney Lorcan with the GTS, and that was that. Oney Lorcan done after a very physical bout. Post-match, Itami calls Ono out, but before Ono even hits the ring, Sanity goes after both of them. Itami is thrown outside, where Lorcan is just laying around because he's still selling the injuries from the match. Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane double powerbomb Cassius Ohno, leaving him laying. Then he rolls out of the ring. Wolf says that they need to get rid of these false friendships, and Eric Young knows how to do so. So that was that. I don't know what they're talking about, but Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane looking like they are laying the foundation for a possible tag team match with the tag team champions. That's the vibe I got there, because that's the first time we've seen any part of Sanity collectively come together and really stake claim to something here in NXT. Now, I don't know what members of Sanity are going to be fighting for the tag team championships if this is where it's going. Could be Eric Young and Killian Dane. It could be Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. We don't know. We don't know that yet. But false friendships. You could see a heel turn coming a mile away with Hideo Itami. They even booked the match for next week. It's going to be Itami and Ono versus Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. So you sense a heel turn coming. Something next week is going to happen that turns Hideo Itami heel, and he turns on Cassius Ohno. But we don't know what is going to occur to the point where it's going to get that bad, and it's going to progress to that type of situation. But this might be good for Hideo Itami. I think Hideo Itami right now has been cursed somewhat in his NXT run. He's been there for 3 years. He's been injured for 2. Finally this year, he's been somewhat healthy, but he still has little hiccups along the way. This might be a fresh start for Hideo Itami as a heel. And Cassius Ohno, the babyface, they might have a hell of a match at TakeOver Brooklyn. And that's where it looks like they are headed right now with both of these guys. So Hideo Itami and Cassius Ohno next week against Sanity. I don't know if it's going to be, I think it's Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be those two teams going at it next week on NXT. Next week, I believe, is also Bobby Roode versus Roderick Strong for the NXT Championship, which should be another very, very good show, man. They did recap some of the clips leading up to that match. They showed everything that we've seen so far with, the backstage pull-apart brawl where Bobby Roode says, if you want to get with a real man, mentioning his wife, Roderick Strong's wife, if you want to get with a real man, I'll be waiting for you right here, honey. And then, Bobby Roode with that great promo he cut about Roderick Strong. He's like, yeah, you're a handy guy around here, but, if you want your wife and your son to come take a picture next to a real champion, I'm the guy to do so, And they just highlighted all that, that Strong is not on Bobby Roode's level. Roode then went a step further and making, like I said, a pass at Roderick Strong's wife, really sending Roderick Strong into that anger phase. So it's going to be a very, very good match, man. Next week is going to be Bobby Roode versus Roderick Strong for the NXT Championship. And the main event tonight, man, NXT Women's Championship. Asuka defeated Nikki Cross in what was a 26-minute affair for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm going to say a few things, man, before we actually get into what happened in this match, okay? Like I said in the beginning, the women main evented Raw, SmackDown, and NXT this week. That's the first time ever. First time ever that's happened across all 3 shows. What you see on Monday Night Raw and what you see on SmackDown when it comes to the women in WWE, everything pales in comparison to NXT. NXT, as far as I am concerned, is the standard bearer, is the flag bearer for this women's revolution. When you think women's revolution in WWE and what the women are capable of, this is what I want to see. There's too many women that I watch. And this is not a knock on the women. This is just a knock on certain performers. It's not even only in WWE, it's in other promotions as well. Some of these women wrestle like they don't want to break a nail. If you're not going to get in there and get physical, if you're not going to get down and dirty, then I don't want you in a wrestling ring. What I've seen from these two women is exactly what we need to see when it comes to women's wrestling. You want to be like the men? You want to get treated like the men? Then you need to show me and be physical like the men. Asuka and Nikki Cross did absolutely phenomenal. When you look at some of these women on the main roster, like a Lana and like a Carmella at some points, and like a Dana Brooke, You know, even Sasha Banks at points, you know? Sometimes they're just so soft. They don't want to break a nail. They're afraid to fucking get down and dirty. They're afraid to get their hair pulled, you know? You can't be like that. Did you see what Asuka and Nikki Cross did tonight? I mean, chairs, ladders, tables, aprons, steel steps. It's ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. This is what I want to see out of the women in WWE. Nikki Cross looked phenomenal in defeat. Not going to hurt her whatsoever. People are going to remember her as a tough son of a bitch. A tough son of a bitch. She looked great even in a loss. Nothing is going to harm Nikki Cross here tonight. Nothing. What I want to talk about most importantly is Asuka. Asuka retained the title. Okay? By how she retained the title, she suplexed Nikki Cross off a fucking ladder through the announce table. That's how she beat Nikki Cross. She stood up, and she made the 10 count, and she retained the title. My takeaway from this is if you're building Ember Moon and Asuka for TakeOver Brooklyn number 3, and that's going to be for the NXT Women's Championship, how could you even fathom? How could you even think about taking the title off of Asuka, no matter who her opponent is? How could you even think about taking the title off Asuka after that type of gutty, relentless fucking performance tonight? How could you even think about taking the title off her? From what Asuka did tonight, from her withstanding everything Nikki Cross did to her tonight, how can anybody beat Asuka? I don't see that being believable. If Asuka withstood everything Nikki Cross threw at her in this match, there's no way Ember Moon, in my eyes, is going to be a believable challenge and even come close to beating Asuka at TakeOver Brooklyn. I don't see that happening. And I know you guys agree with me on that. There's no way. I've been saying it for weeks now. You got the Mae Young Classic. I don't know what the winner of the Mae Young Classic is going to get, but by all means, go through the tournament. We'll figure it out then. You want to get a shot at the Women's Championship? Fine. You got a trophy? Fine. I'm sure there's a title shot coming to the winner of that tournament. But I know it shouldn't be against Asuka. I know it shouldn't be against Asuka. I don't want anybody to beat Asuka. I don't think Asuka should be beaten, period. And I'm going to reiterate this every single time. Nobody should beat Asuka. Asuka should be like, you know what? I beat every fucking woman on this roster. I've held this belt how many days now? Okay? What is it, 400 fucking days? Nobody should beat Asuka. Asuka should willingly give up the title and say, you know what? I'm done. Pass this on to the next woman, whoever is the best in line to take this fucking title and do what I did with it. Asuka should not be beaten. Asuka should be promoted to the main roster, and she should be put on SmackDown Live. Asuka should remain undefeated and do exactly what she did in NXT on the main roster, leading to a match against Charlotte at WrestleMania 34 in which she will beat Charlotte. Asuka should remain undefeated for years. Because she got this far with Asuka already. Why would you ever want to take that away from her? There's going to be somebody else, there's going to be somebody else besides a Sasha, a Becky, a Charlotte, you know, a Bayley. There's going to be somebody that comes along in that tournament. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be someone that comes along in that tournament that is better than those women in the ring. That's who you save it for. These women have already proved something on the main roster. Now it's Asuka's time. Asuka goes to the main roster undefeated. She remains undefeated. The next in line, the next generation of women that come into the WWE, that's who you start building. These women already have an established name. These women have already done things that Asuka has not done. I don't want to see any of these women beat Asuka. They already made their names in WWE. Sasha's a what, 4-time, 3-time women's champion? Charlotte's a what, 4-time women's champion, 5-time women's champion? Hell in a Cells, ladder matches, you name it. Bunch of firsts on the main roster for the women. Things that have not been done before in the history of this company. Asuka needs to be undefeated. Nobody is going to beat Asuka, and nobody should beat Asuka at all. Okay? This match was fucking one of the most, out of the women this year, this was one of the most physical women's matches all year. This was actually more extreme than the fucking Money in the Bank ladder match we seen on Tuesday night. This was more extreme than anything at Extreme Rules for Monday Night Raw this year on pay-per-view. This was great. Last woman standing. Asuka was fucking destroyed in this match early on. She got thrown into the steel steps. Nikki Cross decided, let's fucking go shopping with Terry Funk. Pulls out 1 chair, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chairs she pulls from underneath the ring. Places them in a nice big pile. So that wasn't immediately used, okay? Asuka did the same thing. She took chairs from the other side of the ring and put them in the ring. So obviously, this steel chair pile was going to be used during the match. Or both of them were going to be used during the match. We didn't know the one on the outside was still there. We all forgot about it. But the one on the inside that Asuka pretty much created, that was used for both women to be slammed onto. Before that, Asuka took a steel trash can, put it over Nikki Cross. Crowd started to chant ECW. Asuka with her fucking devastating kicks, with Nikki Cross wearing this trash pail. Started kicking the trash pail with Nikki Cross in it. Nikki Cross then suplexed Asuka on the fucking steel chairs in the middle of the ring. Looked brutal as fuck, man. Amongst all the stiff elbow shots and the kicks and this and that, you got Nikki Cross and Asuka on the fucking ring apron. Towards the end of the match, we get Nikki Cross powerbombing Asuka off the ring apron through the steel steps that are piled up on the outside. The way Asuka hit the steel on the outside, the referee was fucking so concerned that he went over and started feeling the back of Asuka's neck, man. Her head hit the steel ramp at such a fucking force, I thought she was hurt. Her eyes completely glazed over. She makes the 10 count. Every time Nikki Cross slammed her into a fucking pile of chairs, she made the 10 count. She got up and she had her fists ready to go. It was ridiculous. Crowd started chanting, holy shit, holy shit. So they start fighting up the steel ramp. They start fighting towards the stage area. They start fighting towards the announce desk. Nikki Cross, you know, bad enough she delivered 3 or 4 swinging neck breakers in the middle of the ring during this match. She does the same thing on the concrete. She places Asuka in a suplex position. Asuka's body is draped on the steel barricade. She does a swinging neck breaker on the concrete. Asuka, again, gets back up at a 9 count and has her fists ready to go. So then they start brawling by the announce desk. There's a table just sitting there all by itself. Nikki Cross places the table in front of Morrow Ranallo and Nigel McGuinness and Percy Watson. Table's all set up. She starts slamming Asuka's head on the table. Then she sees a ladder in the distance. She sets the ladder up. So we got a table and a ladder. Right? Asuka's slumped over the table. Nikki Cross is climbing the ladder. What's going to happen here? Is Nikki Cross going to put Asuka away through the table? Asuka battles back, climbs the fucking ladder. That table that they propped up wasn't even used. They had other things in mind. Morrow Ranallo grabs his 2 partners. They get up. They fucking leave everything. They grab their papers, the headset. They fucking zoom out of there. Off the ladder. Both women climbing up the ladder on both sides. Start beating the shit out of each other. Superplexed by Asuka through the announce desk during this fucking thing. Table breaks. Asuka bounces off of it. Nikki Cross goes through the fucking table. Asuka makes the 10 count. Nikki Cross does not. And Asuka retains the NXT Women's Championship. And she just smiles there holding the title up. Nikki Cross in defeat. Fucking her ass kicked. Smiling back at Asuka like a psychotic bitch. I fucking love it. Match was so fucking awesome, man. I swear to God, if you missed this match, you gotta go out and watch it. But again, I stress to you, with what Asuka was put through tonight, can you believe that Nikki Cross couldn't beat Asuka, but Ember Moon will? I don't think so. I don't think so whatsoever. I don't think anybody should beat Asuka. I don't think anybody should beat Asuka whatsoever after that. Nobody is going to take that title, and nobody should take the title off of Asuka. Toughest fucking woman on WWE right now. And that's that. Asuka's amazing, man. I don't think anybody should beat Asuka, and that's just coming from me and what I seen tonight. Ember Moon, to me, after tonight, not a believable opponent for Asuka. Unless Ember Moon's going to top that performance, I don't think she can. And that was NXT tonight, man. If you guys enjoyed that show, let me know down below. If you enjoyed the review, let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up. I don't have any NXT news this week. It's just Morrow Ranallo. And that's pretty much it. No news coming out of NXT this week. So I'll see you guys next week with hopefully some news. And then NXT review again next week, man. Looks like TakeOver is going to start taking shape very, very soon. We got Heavy Machinery and Authors of Pain in 2 weeks. Next week, we got Roode and Strong and Bobby Roode. And we got Sanity versus Oney and Hideo Itami, man. So join me next week for more live stream action on Twitch. Join me next week for another review. I am JD. Check out the sponsors. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. And barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Check out all the videos that you might have missed this week. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Not sure if I'm doing Lucha Underground, but I'll see you back here tomorrow with something right here on the channel. I am JD. Have a good night, guys, and I will see you all on Thursday afternoon for more great content right here on the channel. I'll talk to you later.